So today we're gonna set off up in the hills. Typical rural Spanish rural setting. You can see up there in the hills the houses. This is a typical mountain road we're going to take today. Just wanted to show you a little bit of the landscape before I set off. So let's do this, people. Settle down, come with me. Let's see if we can take in a little bit of this setting. I'm gonna step while I get myself sorted out. Roads in Spain are typically very winding, but the view is amazing. The view is so picturesque. A lot of these roads and landscaping reminds me of Jamaica in a way, with people living up in the hills. We call them well, nothing but mountain village really, that's what you'd call it, mountain village. Mountain villages. These are typical villages that are been there for centuries, some of these. Literally centuries. A lot of houses over on the right by the mountain. As we go up and up, because at the moment we're still climbing, you can see a lot of the villages over there. Not so much villages, some of them are actual towns, but they're the typical Spanish towns and villages. People who live up these mountains tend to be very set in their ways. A lot of them hardly go down into the nearest city. They're contented where they are. Get their groceries in the nearest town and that's it. They're happy. It's going to be about an hour's journey before we reach where we're going. So stick with me and just enjoy the view. It's a typical Spanish journey through the mountain route. Trying to lean the camera sideways so you can probably see some of the towns over on the right. Maybe things will get a little bit clearer as we progress up the mountain a little bit more. There's more houses up there. way up, you've got little picnic spots that you can sit down and have a rest if you need to. People come cycling up these mountain routes. People are just their hobby, really. Don't know if you can see that town over there. Coming down into another town now. Only a small town. You see the lovely mountain view from here. Okay, typically we drive on the right in Spain. Town over there. This is Benimonte. Typical Spanish. I wouldn't call it a town, it's more like a village. Slow down as we come through these small villages. Can't go zooming through in case of people crossing the roads. These are typically very sleepy little villages. You'll hardly see anyone on the road, but can't be too careful. Yeah, we're out again. 1 minute, probably a minute it took. Town over there as well. Over in the valley. And we're climbing, we're still climbing. I don't know if you can see over on the right, you can see that village over there. Look at that view. Look at that view, people. Bienvenido a España. Este es España. Still climbing. Still climbing. Olive groves on the left. We're still going up. Backdrop of the mountains there. Beautiful. said, the road is very windy, so you've got to be careful up here. One mistake and you're quite a few hundred meters down. It's not a small drop. So again, we're driving on the side of a mountain right now. See the drop over there. So the drivers in front of me, they're taking it easy. Can't go rushing these type of roads. Okay, so this is a restaurant. This is typically a roadside restaurant where you can stop and have a nice meal, and then you're on your way again. This is not Fern Gully, folks. Este es España. Spanish houses. When I say traditional Spanish houses, I mean they're built the traditional way. One or two of them are a little bit derelict right now, but most of them are lived in. People live there. It's a thriving community. Olives are around there, more olives. Olives are the backbone of Spain. Make olive oil, which even produced in Spain is not very cheap. Olive oil is very expensive maybe in Spain where it's grown, which is surprising really, but yeah. Olive trees everywhere you go. There's olive trees everywhere you go. Yet olive oil is expensive. More olive trees. Believe it or not, we're still going up. Don't be fooled by the little gradient going down. We're still climbing up the mountain. Still climbing up. Got the mountains on the right. Got the mountains. typical mountain view. This part of Spain is very mountainous, very mountainous. Got lakes, rivers. Green but mountainous. But there are parts of Spain that are very, very dry. For instance, 2 or 3 hours from where I am now is where they made the spaghetti westerns because it's so arid and dry. Most of the spaghetti westerns are made in Spain. Just a fun fact there. And literally it's about 3 hours drive from where this current location, because it's so arid and dry. Yet this part of Spain, the ecosystem is so much different. Derelict house again now. I'm glad he's taking his time in front of us. That gives me the opportunity to slow down. So if drivers come up behind me, it's not my fault. They can overtake. He's taking his very, very best of time, although he's turning up. Spoke too soon, I'm afraid. See you, matey. These roads are typically a little bit like the roads you get in the country in Jamaica where I was brought up. It is so I like these roads. It reminds me of when I was a little boy in Jamaica. There's a village coming up there soon, in about 5 minutes. You can see it up there, all white bricked. Typically most of these buildings out here, they're white brick buildings. See the town up there? Houses stood up in the bushes up there, up in the hills. So you don't just come around here and buy a house and settle down. These people have been here for many, 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 many decades. Houses passed down through generations. You don't just come around here and buy a piece of land and build a house. It doesn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. It's not like Jamaica. Even if you were living here and left the area, you couldn't come back as a returnee or whatever and buy a piece of land and build a house. There's strict regulations to be followed, and they have to be followed to the T. There's no backhanders out here, I'm afraid. Sorry. I'm still climbing. View again. View over there. Coming up to the village now. It's actually a nice little village. I've stopped off here couple of times while I've been coming through. I stopped off and had a little bit of a drink or something, you know, a little bit of a refreshment. Just taking the ambience of the place. It's actually a nice little village. Quiet. Oh, today's not quiet. There's a few people out. Oh, rush hour. Look, at least 6 people. I can tell they're tourists. Those are tourists. See, no one about. Not one single person. Houses everywhere, but no inhabitants. That's the way they like it. Nice and quiet. No music. No shouting, no noise. Just the way they like it. Okay, so now we're gonna start a little. Now that we're at the towns, we're at the towns now. We're back in the country, or rather, still in the country, but less houses. This bit gets a little bit windy, I'm afraid. But I hope you're sticking with me. You're enjoying the ride. Oops. It's just going through rural Spain, that's all it is. Going through rural Spain. We keep going up. As you can see, we're still, literally still climbing. Obviously, we've got to come down at some point. And it does get a little bit exciting when you're coming down. A little bit more exciting than going up, I'm afraid, but what goes up must come down. More mountains to contend with. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Surprisingly, even on a road like this, very few cars. Very few cars. This is incidentally the mountain road to the coast. So if you wanted to go to the beach and you wanted to take a shortcut over the mountains, this would be the road. The alternative is to take the motorway, which is not as interesting. Obviously you're just shooting on the motorway at 120 kilometers an hour. You miss all this type of view, so yeah, it's a little bit more interesting taking a motorway. And I think shorter. It may look hazardous and laborious, but it's shorter. It's a shorter route. I'm gonna drive carefully around these little bends, and as we go up, as we ascend up the mountain. Still see the mountains in front of us, and we're climbing. A lot of these trees you see, it's more or less like it's a pine forest, really. This particular section. The road was built through the pine forest. I don't mean pineapple either. They're pine trees. They're just pine trees. They grow everywhere in Spain. They grow absolutely huge. These are young ones, but obviously there are mature ones as well. And we're climbing. We're going up. There's a restaurant in front. If you wanted to stop and have the short refreshments, there's a restaurant just there. A roadside restaurant, but we're still climbing. Going up in the mountains. And there's another vehicle. Surprisingly, people still live up here. There's a house up here. A lot of Spanish to keep horses and animals in the rural area. We're still climbing. don't know if you noticed, but even rural areas like these, the roads are pristine. Pristine but quiet. Right, I think right about now we're going to start going down the mountain. Okay, so here we go, folks. What goes up must come down. Look at that view. Wow. So we're going down. So we gotta be careful because we're going down, and on the left is a sheer drop over the mountain. You can see where the wall is built, and that is so you can see. Pan it back in, you can see. So you gotta be careful coming down here. Where those walls are, you go through them, and you end up 500 meters down below. I must admit, the first time I came up here, it was a little bit hairy. But after you've done it for a few times, you get used to it. But you got to give the mountain respect. Not so much the mountain, you got to give these roads respect. A lot of bikers come around here on a Sunday, maybe, because this is what we call the best, roads for biking. They're pretty much the corners, the view. It's just fantastic if you got the right motorbike. There we go. One coming up behind me now, as we speak. It'll pass me in a minute. There you go. That's how they do it up here. On a Sunday, this road is full of bikers. They love it. They love it. This is the most amazing road for bikes. For cars, you gotta give the road respect. Look where it winds. Look, he's over there already. Where the road winds, because obviously we are ascending down the mountain now, so you can't just go in a straight line. So you gotta take it easy, mate. You gotta take it easy. More bikers coming up. You've gotta take it easy, mate. Look at that pine forest over there. Amazing. We're going down, we're going down, we're going down. And down we go. Taking it easy peasy as we go. Look at that view there, folks. Huh? Come to Spain, they say. Enjoy the view. Enjoy the sunshine. And right now it's pretty hot, I'd say, even though it's cool but hot. Cool but hot. This is coming down the mountain, coming down the mountain, coming down the mountain as we drive. Probably one I just made up, but yeah. There's a hot song. My word. Coming down the mountain. Taking it easy, easy peasy. We're leveling off now as we come down the mountain, but still pine forest. We're still ascending. We're not out the woods yet. We're not out the woods yet. Still coming down the mountain. Coming down the mountain. Taking it easy and peasy. Taking it easy with the peasy. That's where the road is. A lot of times these mountains, they catch fire, especially in the summer months, and they burn. And I'm not talking burn, I'm talking these fires typically can last for days, keeping emergency services pretty busy. They have planes that go to the nearest lake, dip, takes up the water, and then obviously dumps it in the fire. And they may have typically maybe 5 or 6 planes doing the rounds when there's a fire. And a couple of years ago there was such a fire. There's a village over there that went by the way. Evacuated. People had to take their hands and their feet in the hands and all because someone was not careful with their fire. Coming down, folks, and our journey is about to end. I'll cut the camera when we come to the next little town. I think you've got a good idea now what the place is like. Okay, right in front of us you can see maybe try and stop and show you what really went on. If I can find a place to stop. But yeah, all that spread like wildfire, so to speak. Wildfire. So we're coming up to this village. We're gonna turn in here. Around to the right over there. You can see that over there. It's the fire. But yeah, thanks for coming with me on this journey. And hopefully we can do more of these videos. Just starting out really. But yeah, I'll show you more road journeys in Spain. Maybe next time we go to one of the large cities like Valencia or Alicante maybe. But yeah, thanks for sticking by and hope to see you again next time. See you later. Bye.